They claim to have seen a large winged creature.
6 to 7 foot tall, gray in color, and 2 large red eyes.
The Chevy hit the Jeep, right on time, just like milliseconds from what would have been us.
For decades, trail cameras have served as the silent watchmen of the wilderness, capturing the hidden dramas that unfold when human eyes are absent. But what happens when these cameras unveil something beyond the ordinary? Something that challenges our understanding of the natural world? Join us as we explore some of the most shocking trail cam footage ever seen. Strange happenings in Ha, Oklahoma. In the town of Ha, Oklahoma, an unusual incident occurred. While the courageous reporter was conducting regular checks on his rooms, he stumbled upon a scene straight out of a mystery novel. Women adorned with headsets, moving in an unreal state, as though they were puppets on invisible strips. Their movements were so quiet, almost like they were lost in a deep meditation. These women would suddenly freeze like statues at random intervals. And to up the ghost factor, some of them assumed unusual positions, lying face down on gravel, staring at trees, or twisting their bodies in unnatural ways. We don't have to be a believer in the supernatural to feel a chill down our spine at the sight of this. What could explain such an odd event? Is it some advanced form of meditation, or perhaps a carefully planned event? Assumption runs wild, but the truth remains tricky. Ancient tales of trapped spirits. Deep within the heart of the forest, a fearless explorer stumbled upon a remarkable discovery, a jar trickly shaded among the confused roots of a towering tree. Have we ever heard those ancient stories of huge beings imprisoned within jars? These legends often revolve around hostile beings captured and sealed away to safeguard the world from their harmful machinations. The idea of restricting supernatural entities within containers is a regular pattern across various beliefs, legends, and fairy stories stretching various cultures. One such renowned narrative is the story of the genie in the bottle from Arabian folklore. In this captivating story, a magical being, commonly a genie, is trapped within a vessel like a bottle or lamp. When the container is unsealed, the genie is delivered, capable of either granting the liberator's wishes or wreaking destruction upon the world. Mysterious eyes in the night. Though the idea of stumbling upon a genie and securing boundless wishes, such as protection from taxes and continual recreation, is undeniably tempting, a sense of foreboding shrouds this encounter. What are your thoughts? Living in secrecy can play tricks on the mind, yet the homeowner who provided our following footage recounts experiencing an unsettling feeling of being monitored for several consecutive days. This weird feeling remained, permeating the atmosphere with a noticeably unease. The origin of this anxiety seems to arise from a pair of bright eyes peering out from the shadows, observed whenever the homeowner casts his watch across the surroundings. While these eyes could potentially be clarified to ordinary nighttime creatures like coyotes or other wildlife dwelling within the woods, an alarming undertone suggests something more mysterious, perhaps even paranormal. Could this be the silent vigil of an artificial creature, a dogman or a rake, lurking within the darkness of the forest? Share your insights and join the discourse. Strange encounter in the woods. In another hair-raising story from the same neck of the woods, a lone man finds himself seated atop a tree, minding his own business. Suddenly, he discovers something out of the corner of his eye. A creature hiding below, with eyes aglow like emeralds and a body draped in inky black fur, reminiscent of something almost human, yet surely otherworldly. As he watches, transfixed, the creature occasionally peeks out from behind the foliage, as if studying the man with a curious passion. Just when you thought things couldn't get any stranger, a second creature emerges, this one sporting a clear green face and eyes so large they seem to swallow the darkness around them. What are these creatures? Some whisper the word Bigfoot in hushed tones, but the identity of the other remains shrouded in mystery. our protagonist's woodland adventure takes a strange turn, leaving him with more questions than answers. What secrets do these mysterious creatures hold? Only time will tell. A strange skeleton and falling bees. On a secluded beach, a startling discovery emerged, a peculiar skeleton, a fusion of human and fish. Its upper half resembled that of a person, while its lower part bore the characteristics of a fish, a surreal melding of two worlds. Adding to its eerie allure, the skull boasted horn-like bows, similar to a regal crown, while its jaws clung to massive yellowed teeth, frozen in a perpetual grimace. Was this a creature of the deep seas, once traversing the ocean's depths? Or perhaps a mythical entity, drawn from ancient tales and legends, finding its way to the sandy shore? Alternatively, could it be an intricately fashioned hoax, meticulously crafted to confound and captivate unsuspecting passers-by? Until further clues surface, speculation reigns supreme, inviting indulgence in wild conjecture. Meanwhile, amidst the mundane bustle of daily life, a curious incident unfolded. A woman, walking her dog, stumbled upon an inexplicable spectacle. Bees descending from the sky like tiny winged raindrops. Bumblebees, to be precise, falling earthward in a bewildering display. He looked up, and there it was, one falling right out of the sky, she recounted, her voice shaded with disbelief. To unravel this secret, various factors demand consideration. Could these bees have succumbed to the effects of pesticides or other environmental toxins, rendering them disoriented or deceased mid-flight? Alternatively, might adverse weather conditions, such as extreme temperatures or atmospheric turbulence, have precipitated their unusual descent? While pragmatic explanations abound, one individual, Aaron, clings to a more mystical interpretation, viewing the event as an ominous portent. Though inclined to steer clear of Aaron's penchant for the supernatural, one cannot help but entertain a fleeting curiosity. Could there be a grain of truth hidden within his seemingly far-fetched theories? Unusual encounters in nature. In this scene, a tree is doing something extraordinary. Water is flowing out of it. It's a sight that makes you marvel at the wonders of nature, but at the same time, it piques our curiosity. How is this happening? Some people think there might be a clever trick behind it, like someone secretly connecting a hose to the tree to create the illusion of a water fountain. It could be a playful prank to amaze and confuse those who see it. What if the tree is tapping into an underground water source? Deep beneath the earth, there's a natural spring or fountain, and the tree's roots have found their way to it. The water travels up through the roots and out through the trunk, creating this magical display. In another scene, a group of people gathered around a pool, completely engrossed in a swimming competition. The person recording the event is focused on their job, capturing every moment. But in the midst of all this, something extraordinary happens. A tiny creature appears, resembling a chameleon with miniature human-like legs, sitting by the poolside as if lost in contemplation. Its presence goes unnoticed by the crowd, leaving people to wonder about its origin and purpose. Is it some kind of undiscovered species, or perhaps a visitor from another world? As this footage circulates on the internet, speculation runs wild. Some think the creature might simply be a towel, mistaken for a living being. Others entertain the idea of extraterrestrial involvement, suggesting it could be an alien on a survey mission. With so many theories revolving around it, it's hard to say for sure what's going on. But one thing's for certain, these mysterious encounters leave us with more questions than answers. Deep within the dense foliage, between a group of damp rocks, an explorer stumbled upon something strange. There, between the shadows, a tiny hand emerged, waving rhythmically as if in a playful greeting. It's the kind of sight that sets the mind spinning with questions and sparks a sense of fascination. Throughout history, people have been captivated by stories of creatures dwelling in the woods. Sightings like these stir up a mix of wonder and interest. Could this hand belong to a creature from folklore, like a mischievous sprite or an artificial being? Legends from various cultures describe such creatures as magical entities that delight in hiding and interacting with the natural world. Imagine returning home one night to find a strange figure hiding just beyond the reach of your porch light. At first glance, it might seem like a stray dog, but as the light reveals more details, the truth becomes chillingly clear. This is no ordinary animal. It's a humanoid figure. twisted and deformed on all fours. Is it a creature straight out of folklore, like the weird rake or a skinwalker, capable of shifting between human and beast? The mystery lingers, leaving us to ponder the unknown. We may never uncover the truth behind encounters like these, but they certainly add a thrilling twist to our understanding of the natural world. Shadows and nightmares in the Indonesian wilderness. In the mountainous terrain of Indonesia, between lush trees and serene landscapes, a group of confused onlookers stumbled upon a mysterious occurrence. Initially, their gaze was fixated on the attractive hills, but soon they noticed an unusual event: dark, looming shadows emerging from the depths of the landscape. This mysterious shadow captivated their attention, prompting an uproar of assumption and passion among the observers. The shadow, colossal and distinct in form, bore a resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot, stirring rumors and theories among those who witnessed it. However, despite its feasible size and structure, the blurry outline left room for doubt. Within moments, as if vanishing into thin air, the creature disappeared, leaving the observers baffled and captivated. This extraordinary event sparked debates and reflections on the mysteries of our world. While some dismissed it as a mere publicity stunt, others pondered the deeper implications of such encounters. In a realm where the line between reality and the unknown blurs, every sighting becomes a tempting look into the vast mysteries that surround us. During the daytime in the forest, a truly alarming event unfolded when a camera captured an exceptionally eerie scene right in the heart of desolate woods. There, amidst the solitude, appeared a peculiar and enormous figure, its pallid complexion sending shivers down one's spine. This entity emanated an unsettling aura of malevolence, difficult to comprehend or rationalize. When the camera recorded this spine-chilling spectacle, the creature exhibited movements unlike those of any ordinary being. Instead of walking conventionally, it seemed to slither and contort in a manner that induced profound discomfort, as if it were saturated with pure malevolence. Witnessing it rendered one paralyzed by overwhelming fear, as if their very soul were being gnawed at. This mysterious being, similar to a terrifying mystery, slowly occurred from the shadowy depths of the forest, making its way toward a nearby road, leaving bystanders baffled and frightened. Its origins remained covered in mystery, reminiscent of something plucked from the darkest openings of a nightmare. With each frightening movement, the dire figure grew increasingly fearful, signaling an inevitable disaster, a harbinger of unimaginable horrors. Its vacant eyes appeared to penetrate deep into one's most profound fears, exploiting them for its nefarious agenda. In the presence of this malevolent force, the world seemed to collectively shudder with dread, the air thickening with an oppressive weight. Unbeknownst to all, a living nightmare had materialized, a chilling embodiment of darkness and wickedness. Unexplained events in the night. Late one eerie night, a chilling scene unfolds a mysterious story. In the dimly lit room, a young girl peacefully asleep, completely unaware of the upcoming strangeness. Suddenly, the door creaks open on its own, sending shivers down the spine with its frightening sound. Then, as if possessed, the chair begins a haunting dance of its own accord. A ball arises from the cupboard, opposing the laws of physics as it sails through the air without human touch, disrupting the rest. Flashes of brilliant light brighten the darkness like bolts of lightning, yet the girl remains undisturbed in her sleep. Meanwhile, chaos ensues as belongings scatter, books tumble, and even the painting on the wall, shaking with otherworldly energy. It's as though an unseen force sweeps through the room, leaving a trail of unsettling transformations in its wake. The once tight blanket now lies abandoned on the floor, while the door slams shut, sealing the unexplainable events within. During this strange tune of the supernatural, the girl remains in blissful ignorance, resembling a fairy tale princess caught in a nightmare. This mysterious and horrible scene unfolds like a macabre ballet, where the actors are invisible, yet their presence is unmistakably felt. The unsettling events leave bystanders trembling with fear, questioning the motives behind such eerie occurrences. The mystery lingers, casting a shadow of dread over all who witness the bizarre spectacle, as the identity and intentions of the unseen orchestrator remain shrouded in darkness. Imagine a sudden burst of light, as if a bolt of electricity had struck the ground right in front of us. One chilly evening, after a fresh layer of snow had blanketed the landscape, a man and his family stumbled upon a curious sight nestled within the icy surface. It was a crack, stretching out like intricate black veins, reminiscent of scenes from the popular show Stranger Things. This peculiar phenomenon sparked a flurry of questions and theories among those who beheld it. Some speculated whether a lightning bolt could have crafted such a precise pattern, while others pondered the possibility of a rare parasite or organism being responsible for this mysterious formation. Yet, despite the various conjectures, the lack of a definitive explanation only served to deepen the interest surrounding the discovery. He was convinced it was a symbiote, though doubt lingered. Meanwhile, in Turkey, a group of friends set out on a nighttime adventure, their curiosity leading them towards a particular cave. As they neared its entrance, something caught their eye amidst the rocks. To their astonishment, they came face to face with a bug-eyed alien creature lurking in the shadows. The creature's gaze locked onto the explorers, sending a shiver down their spines. Fueled by a mix of fear and wonder, the group hastily retreated from the cave, leaving behind an unforgettable encounter etched into their memories. Unveiling mysteries in backyards and caves. This unexpected meeting with an otherworldly being injected a thrilling twist into their cave mission, leaving them to ponder the true nature of the mysterious creature they had encountered. In this interesting footage, they witness an individual encountering an unusual fruit hanging from a tree. Curiously, the person decides to ignite the fruit with a match, unveiling its surprising, flammable properties. As if this weren't peculiar enough, the individual proceeds to place the fruit onto a white handkerchief. To everyone's amazement, when a piece of wire approaches the fruit, it starts to move backward, exhibiting a seemingly magnetic response. In the climax of this bizarre experiment, the person places the fruit inside a glass cup and fills it with water. Astonishingly, when a matchstick is brought near the cup, the fruit reignites. These inexplicable series of events challenge our understanding of conventional physics, leaving us pondering the mysterious nature of the tree and its seemingly uncommon fruits. Has anyone encountered or tasted such a fruit before? Can you shed light on the phenomena we've witnessed? It's a puzzling conundrum that begs for explanation. We shift our attention to a man who has taken to social media, claiming to be more than just human. He asserts that he's a super soldier created through the Neuralink program. To bolster his claims, he showcases certain parts of his body, highlighting peculiar developments in his elbows and palms, where he alleges to have unusual bone structures forming. According to his narrative, these changes signify his transition towards a reptilian state. While the authenticity of his claims remains uncertain, he insists that he's not alone in this transformation. He suggests that others like him, who have undergone similar changes, have reached out to him to share their own experiences. While the idea of uncovering government experiments is interesting, something is unsettling about this situation. What are your thoughts? Could there be truth behind these claims? Or is it merely a fabrication? It's a confusing mystery that warrants further investigation. A homeowner was startled by strange noises originating from his backyard one night, prompting him to investigate. As he cautiously approached, he was taken aback by the sight of a strange, goat-like creature seated on a wooden chair. Its movements were unlike anything he had ever seen before, with its long neck jerking up mechanically as if programmed. Feeling a chill run down his spine, the homeowner quickly retreated, the scene evoking an odd feeling reminiscent of the unsettling stories of mythical beings like skinwalkers. Although resembling an alpaca at first glance, the creature's behavior opposed all expectations. The encounter, captured on video, left many viewers feeling uneasy and questioning the nature of what they had witnessed. Imagine encountering such an anomaly in your backyard, with strange eyes peering out from the darkness. This prompted the homeowner to arm himself and confront the mysterious presence head-on. Upon firing a shot, the creature reacted with alarm, swiftly disappearing into the night. Its eyes, observed at a height of around 7 feet, eliminated the possibility of it being a common animal like a coyote or raccoon. Instead, It opened up intriguing possibilities, including the notion that it could be the fabled Dogman, a creature often discussed in paranormal folklore. The incident reignited discussions about mythical beings, leaving many pondering the existence of creatures beyond our understanding. Ghostly figures and Bigfoot. Sighting in the woods. A beginner photographer recently had a spooky experience in the deep woods near her house. She was practicing taking pictures, trying out a technique where she snaps photos and later adjusts the brightness to reveal hidden details. During one of these sessions, she took a picture that seemed ordinary at first. But when she brightened up a dark part of the photo, she saw something strange. Two figures that looked like they were moving. These silhouettes had a ghostly vibe, like they were phantoms caught in action. What's even weirder is that she didn't see them when she took the photo. The figures looked human-like, but they were blurry as if they were moving super fast. She was all alone in the peaceful forest, which made their presence even more unsettling. She is highlighting this because there's no way anyone else could have been there. As days passed, she couldn't shake off the excitement and the feeling that she stumbled upon something hidden, something beyond our normal reality. She is baffled by what these ghostly figures could be. There was nobody else around when she took the picture, and the forest was perfectly still. It's like the camera somehow captured beings from another world, unaware of her watching them. This photo has left her with more questions than answers, and has made her realize there might be secrets lurking around us that we're not meant to see. In 2020, a hiker exploring the beautiful landscapes of California's San Gabriel wilderness whipped out his camera to snap some scenic shots. But as he scanned the trees for the perfect picture, something caught his eye that was out of the ordinary. He zoomed in, and lo and behold, he captured footage of a massive figure standing amidst the foliage, towering somewhere between 10 to 15 feet tall. It seemed eerily still, almost blending into the surroundings, like it didn't want to be seen. This hiker was no newbie to the area. He'd lived there his whole life and never once heard whispers of a Bigfoot sighting. Imagine his surprise when he turned around and came face to face, well, almost, with this mysterious creature just a short distance away. At first, he tried to rationalize it, thinking maybe it was just a trick of the light or a shadow playing tricks on his eyes. But then, the creature moved. Its head turned, locking eyes with him, dispelling any doubts that what he was seeing was real. Curiously enough, when he researched online, he discovered that this particular spot wasn't known for Bigfoot sightings. However, a few years prior, a woman in the nearby San Bernardino Mountains had reported a similar sighting of a Sasquatch perched in a tree. She couldn't tear her gaze away from it, inching closer to confirm it wasn't just a figment of her imagination. But like the hiker, she too witnessed the head of the creature turn, confirming its existence. Strange sightings and unexplained events. Lucky for her, her daughter managed to capture the moment on video. These interesting encounters beg the question, could these two sightings be of the same mysterious creature? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing's for certain. The idea of Bigfoot roaming the mountain ranges of California isn't something to dismiss lightly. In the quiet of the night, when all around is still, the only sound that breaks the silence is the soft purr of the car's engine. Inside the vehicle, two passengers sit, one of them holding a camera, capturing what seems to be an ordinary nighttime drive. The landscape is shrouded in darkness, save for a lone street light flickering in the distance. As the car moves forward, everything appears normal, with the camera holder keeping a steady hand. However, the reason for their filming remains unclear. Suddenly, a swift white blur dashes across the road, disappearing as quickly as it appeared. It's a fleeting moment, lasting mere seconds, vanishing into the dark abyss of the night. It could be a person dressed in white, moving at incredible speed, or perhaps something more mysterious, a ghost, perhaps, haunting the very road where tragedy once struck. Some speculate it might be a drunken teenager, fleeing from a late-night party in the fields. Regardless, this brief encounter sparks contemplation. It prompts us to acknowledge that beneath the veil of night lie enigmas beyond our comprehension. So, The next time you find yourself on a dimly lit, deserted road, stay vigilant. Keep your phone ready, for who knows what secrets the night may choose to unveil. A bunch of people gathered around with a curvy plastic stick, a bucket, and a faucet nearby. It might seem like just ordinary stuff, but what happened next was anything but ordinary. They turned on the tap, and water started gushing into the bucket. Then, they held the twisty plastic stick under the flowing water, and something magical occurred. The stick began to oppose gravity, rising upward against all expectations. It kept ascending, staying submerged in the flowing water, leaving everyone awestruck. This unexpected show of buoyancy made everyone scratch their heads in amazement, wondering how it could happen. At first glance, it might seem like some mystical phenomenon, but there's a scientific explanation behind it. Julius struck with Bernoulli's principle, which says that when a fluid like water speeds up, its pressure drops. So, as the water flows around the stick, it creates a zone of low pressure, lifting the stick and causing it to float. But can we trust Julius's explanation? Do any of us know if he's got it right? In this captivating scene, they encounter a strange sea creature that looks like it's straight out of a science fiction or horror movie. Its appearance is reminiscent of a squid with a single tentacle and fluid, rippling movements. What's even more interesting is where it was found, off the coast of Cone Island. This location has a history steeped in mystery and speculation, known for unusual happenings like sightings of deformed creatures and even strange human encounters. Back in the old days, these oddities would be put on display in circus shows for curious onlookers. It makes you wonder, could something be lurking in those waters, causing these mutations in the creatures of that area? If we have any thoughts or theories about what might be behind these phenomena, we'd love to hear them in the comments section below. In Mexico, a surveillance camera installed on a street witnessed a peculiar and mysterious event. The footage reveals a woman clad in white emerging from the shadows into a brightly shining space. Distressed, she glances behind her and starts running while calling out for help. Strange creatures, mystical birds, and alien visitors. It appears as though something is chasing her, yet upon closer examination of the area behind her, there's nothing discernible. As the woman reaches the well-lit path, a strange, smoky figure resembling a human-like apparition becomes visible at the end of the wall she emerged from. This spectral entity seems to be trailing her, but once she steps into the well-lit area, it abruptly stops, lingering in the darkness. This eerie encounter, captured by the surveillance camera, is truly bizarre. Without the footage, it would be difficult for anyone to believe such a story. A bunch of guys stumbled upon a strange creature that washed up on sandy beach. It kind of resembled a mermaid from old stories, with a human-like upper body blending into a fishtail. The creature was lying face down, caught up in some ropes. One of the men tried to help it out, but things got weird when the creature hissed at him. He backed off real quick. He means, what did he expect? Mermaids are supposed to be mythical beings, but all these sightings lately make us wonder if they're real or just made up. Unless, of course, this whole thing is a hoax. In the mystical streets of Bosnia, Europe, a late-night drive became an encounter straight out of a fairy tale. As a group of people meandered through the silent streets, the only sound was the gentle hum of their car engines piercing the quiet of the night. Suddenly, they slammed on the brakes. Why? Because there, right in front of them, was an extraordinary sight. Hundreds of birds standing proudly on the road. But these weren't just any birds. It seemed like they had orchestrated a takeover of the street. There were no cars in sight, only the road filled with birds leisurely strutting around, while others stood still, fixing their look on the approaching vehicle. The scene was as unexplainable as it was captivating. Why were the birds there, congregating in the dead of night? What prompted them to settle on the ground, forsaking their usual seats in the trees? Was there a hidden reason behind their decision to abandon the safety of the high grounds? If anyone has insights or theories, please share them in the comments section below. The mystery of these avian visitors in Bosnia's mysterious streets. On a spooky night in September 2004, Amidst the eerie silence of an empty office building in Rayon New Leon, a vigilant security guard, armed with his trusty Kodak DX4530 camera, set out on his usual patrol. Little did he know that this routine night would soon turn into a tale of the extraordinary. As he strolled through the dimly lit corridors, a sudden shiver ran down his spine. Illuminated by the faint glow of his flashlight, a peculiar sight greeted him. A bug-eyed alien stood before him. This extraterrestrial visitor bore all the familiar features depicted in popular tales: an oversized head, black eyes, and a pale, humanoid body. With shaking hands, the guard managed to capture a snapshot of the otherworldly being before it vanished into thin air, leaving him in a state of shock and disbelief. Armed only with his photograph as evidence, he pondered his next move. What would you do if faced with such a complicated situation? What are your thoughts on this shocking trail cam footage revealed? Let us have your opinions in the comments below.